Hello everyone, my name is Kyung I select the Philippines in the disaster management. History of disaster management is divided into three periods. The first colonial period, after World War II, after institutional setup period. In Spanish colonial, the country established accounting systems. In American, disaster management addressed not only natural disaster but also man-made disaster using national and local emergency commissions. In after World War II, the country established a comprehensive plan and formal agency. For example, national and local disaster coordinating councils. In after a institutional setup period, the country issued Presidential Decree number 1466 that is current the base of the country's disaster management. They create National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council. This is the country's disaster management framework. The Philippines is greatly prone to natural disasters such as tropical cyclones, earthquakes, volcanic eruption, and flood. The country is affected by tropical cyclones on average 20 types every year. 108 typhoons occurred in 1888 to 2000 years. In earthquakes, on average 887 occurred in the country every year. With respect to volcanic eruption, 22 are active out of the 220 volcanoes. As a focusing event, destructive and massive disaster occurred in the 1970s and the 2000 years. In the 1970s, as you can see, Typhoon Saring, Typhoon Tiding, Great Flood, Tsunami, Mindanao earthquakes. They lead to thousands of casualties and damage to our infrastructure and economy. After this disaster, the country laid down comprehensive disaster management framework, including four phases: mitigation, preparedness, response, and rehabilitations. The country established national calamity and disaster preparedness plan. In the 2000 years, tropical storm Onzoy occurred 740 failures incurred damage of $1 billion. After disaster, the country created disaster risk reduction and management plan. It shows paradigm shift in disaster management from a narrow disaster response to a broad preparedness response, prevention and mitigation, rehabilitation and recovery. It is a long-term plan from 2011 to 2028. It also created national disaster risk reduction and management councils. Generally speaking, implementation pattern is a centralized top-down types. This is because natural disaster relief efforts initiate and coordinate from the national agency. Many disaster response cases are regarded as failures, for example, Type 9. Finally, the country's natural disasters are abnormally massive and extremely violent, so the top-down pattern is unavoidable. The Philippine disaster management depends on a multi-sectoral and mass-based efforts. The public agents include the national, local, armed forces of the Philippines. The national government create national plans, coordinate relevant organizations, mobilize all resources. The local agents create the local disaster management plan, prepare the disaster fund, submit a report, provide the relief service and assistance, and recommend evacuations. The armed forces of the Philippines provide security, assist in reconstruction, provide transportation for relief goods. The private sector also participates in disaster management. They fill gaps between the government response and needs of victims in disaster. They provide a range of services such as medical care, such as rescue, emergency housing, and feeding. For example, indigenous NGOs are people's organizations, private voluntary organizations. Uh, international NGOs are Philippine National Red Cross. Philippines made a lot of efforts to minimize and reduce lives loss and property damage from devastating natural hazards, but they have potential obstacles. For example, in public agencies, there are no independent or fully exclusive organization for disaster management. NDCC is a coordinated body, does not have its own regular budget, so there is no sufficient power and authority to rule all agencies. In management system, there is a still top-down approach. Therefore, NGOs and private organizations do not play key assistant roles in disaster preparedness. In local government agents, they are not sufficiently empowered with capacity and resource. In community levels, they are not fully educated about the potential hazards and disaster risk reduction activities.